Heidi and Frank show in honor of David Letterman, his last episode tonight, his last show. We're going to play a little game that Dave played on his show called Will It Float? These are just items we found in the office, and we don't know if they float or not, so it's up to you to decide will it float or not. So we're going to go to Kurt. Hello, Kurt.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. We're going to play Will It Float for fun and prizes. So, Lisa, what's the first item?
First item is the classic Etch-a-Sketch. We all remember that from when we were kids. It's got a red plastic frame, a flat gray screen. It's got two knobs on the sides, and inside it's filled with aluminum powder.
It's not sand, because you think sand would sink. It's
Sand
aluminum
would be
powder
heavy.
could be lighter than sand.
Oh, my God.
So we have
one.
a giant tub over here filled with water, and Taylor will place the item in the water. But you have to tell us, Kurt, if it's going to float or not. It's an Etch-a-Sketch. What do you think?
That's a floater.
You think the Etch-a-Sketch is a floater. Okay, Heidi, do you agree with Kurt? Do you think it's going to float?
I don't. I think it's going to sink.
Let's see. I think it depends on the way he puts it in. If you put it on its back, it might sink. But I think if you put it in on its belly, because it has the rounded edges, it kind of looks like a boat. Like a big raft.
See, I think if you put it flat on its back, it might float. But if you stick it in, like if you just put on one of the sides, the bottom, however you want to look at it, then it's going to sink to the bottom.
If you put it in on its edge?
Yeah, like if you would sit.
That's why they don't place new ships into the ocean like that. Because they would just probably go to the bottom. Because we're going to try to attempt to get it to float. The idea is to see if it will on its own, but like softly placing it into the water. So Kurt says that it will float. Let's find out if the Etch-a-Sketch will float. It's floating!
Oh,
yes!
yeah.
All right. Quite nice, by the way. We could probably stack some stuff on that. Put that water bottle on it and see if it'll support that water bottle.
Oh, wow. It's a little Etch-a-Sketch boat.
It's a raft. Oh, it's quite hardy.
You tie those together, you can make your way across the Atlantic.
Could somebody Etch-a-Sketch Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn on that raft? On the Etch-a-Sketch?
How talented are you,
That
Taylor?
would be fun. All right, Kurt, you just won some tickets to see Train at the Hollywood Bowl this Sunday. All right, stay on hold. We're going to hook you up playing Will It Float, one of David Letterman's bits from the past, one of our favorites. So let's go to Chris. He's next. Hello, Chris.
Hi, how are you?
We're playing Will It Float. All right, Lisa, what's the next item?
We have a standard computer keyboard complete with cable. In case you were wondering, keyboards are made of both plastic and metal components.
Now, this is hilarious because Sammy gets in this morning, very early in the morning, and she starts cussing, and I go, what's wrong? She goes, somebody stole my keyboard. I can't do any work on my computer.
Heidi.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I found it.
Chris, it's a standard computer keyboard. Do you think it'll float or not?
I think it's going to sink.
Think it's going to sink. Heidi, what do you think? Floater or sinker?
I'm going to go floater this time.
Floater, Lisa?
Yeah.
I think sinker with the cable.
Once again, I think it's the way you place it. I think if you go keys down, it might catch some air bubbles between the keys and hold it up, on the surface. If you put it on its back, it might just...
I think it's like the Etch-a-Sketch.
All right, so we're putting it on its back, I guess. All right, so Chris says it's going to be a sinker, the computer keyboard. All right, let's find if it will float. Damn, yeah. Put that water bottle on there. See if it'll hold that water bottle.
There you go, another raft.
These are if you're ever trapped on a deserted island and you have an Office Depot there, you can strap all that stuff together and get off the island.
Some twine or something, and my God. Tom Hanks would have been home a lot sooner.
Just wrap all the cords around there together, yeah. All right, Chris, you also are going to see Train at the Hollywood Bowl this Sunday.
Great.
So you stay on hold. 1-800-955-5567. We are playing Will It Float? And for our last item, since we're doing this because it's one of David Letterman's bits that we liked, it's only appropriate that we have a David on the phone. Hello, David.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, we're playing Will It Float. Lisa, what is the next item?
It is our beloved Magic 8 Ball. Magic 8 Ball is hollow plastic. Inside is a cylindrical reservoir, and inside is a white plastic die, and it's floating in alcohol.
It's floating in alcohol. Give that thing here.
Let's do 8 ball shots.
Crack it open. Actually, let me see it first. Let me see
All
it.
right.
Let me see.
I feel it.
8 ball, will you float? It says yes. Do you agree with itself? Do you agree with the 8-ball that it will float?
I think it'll sink.
He thinks it'll sink. David's saying it's a sinker. All right.
Can I
Heidi,
feel it?
What do you think?
Oh man, I think it's gonna float.
Oh, I think it's going to sink too. I mean, now that I've seen the other two things that I thought would sink, float, I think this might be a sinker. I think it's going to go right
it's
to the
round.
bottom. I don't know.
It's
I don't
gonna
know.
float.
Okay.
What do you think, Eric? Sammy, you got to vote on this?
That's definitely sinking. It's full of liquid.
But it did say it would float.
it's
so I probably should
alcohol.
believe the 8-ball, right? Yeah. All right, David. Final answer. What do you say? Floater or sinker?
Sinker.
All right. He's saying the 8-ball is going to sink. So let's find out.
Oh my
It's floating quite nice. Put that water bottle on top of that. All right. Sorry, David.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can't keep
And the water
down.
bottle's floating too. Is this standard water or is this only float water? Because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, we asked for standard water in our bin.
Yeah, I don't want super floaty water. We can't. Do we have anything else around here? Okay, let's try this.
Okay, what do we got? Oh, no, just shut up.
Wait a minute.
All right, Lisa, tell them what it is.
I believe it's a pencil sharpener.
It's an electric pencil sharpener
We don't need this?
from
For any reason?
from the 1940s. We found it here in the office. It's some of the newer equipment that we have.
Yes, it is made of plastic. A lot of plastic, actually, but there's metal components inside.
Yeah, there's metal components, has the
Looks
cord
like a
attached to
small
it.
toaster.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so let's go to Tracy. How heavy would you say it is just by lifting it?
I'd say it's like a pound and a half.
Pound and a half. All right, Tracy.
you doing?
We are playing Will It Float?
All right.
In honor of David Letterman's last episode, one of his bits that he did on the show. It's an electric pencil sharpener. Do you think it'll float or not?
No, I think it's going to drop like a rock.
I think it's going to drop like a rock. All right, Taylor, you got it over there? All right, let's find out if the electric pencil sharpener will float or is it a sinker? It's
What? Now this is bizarre.
wow. Is it
this-
touching the bottom or is it floating? Is it? It's.
Only the cable is touching.
Yeah,
the
it's not touching
It's-
the
It's.
bottom.
Wait, it looks like it's going down like the Titanic. It's a slow.
Near fall.
Wherever you are. Oh, it is going down like the Titanic.
Never let go.
Exactly.
Never
like,
let go. Get that keyboard. Me and you can be on the keyboard.
Never forget me,
together, Frank.
Rose.
Frank, we can
Don't
get on the
forget me, Rose.
I'll never forget you.
Okay, it's a sinker. Actually, he did win because you did say sink like a rock. Didn't sink like a rock, sunk like the Titanic. Very slow and with one end down in the water.
Kind of graceful.
A sinker's a sinker.
Sinker's a sinker. So I'm going to give you, sir, a pair of tickets to see Van Halen at the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Yeah, it's the second show added by popular demand October 4th. Tickets are on sale now because that was probably the most difficult. I don't know. Difficult? It's electric pencil sharpener.
I mean, it sort of surprised us.
All right, hold on, Tracy. We're going to hook you with those Van Halen tickets. 1-800-955-5567. Don't forget, Matt Eisenman's going to be joining us in studio. He hosts American Ninja Warrior, and they're going to have a special taping of a military episode in Long Beach on June 4th and 5th. So you want to get out there and support those guys in their quest to become an American Ninja Warrior. Stick around. We're Heidi and Frank.
Back to more of the Heidi and Frank Show next.